Peace to the family. Today, I'm so disappointed in the United States of America, the United States of fascism. For the past 2 evenings, there's been civil unrest in Los Angeles, California, in regards to ICE and immigration having a quota of how many so-called illegal immigrants they have to round up every day. Illegal aliens, like they UFOs, round up like they cows or goats or something like that. We are living in a fascist state. And what concerns me most is that they have been successful in dividing all people of colors, all melanated beings, whether they're, descendants of Africans, indigenous persons to North and South America, Asian people, or people who have come to the United States in search of a better life, right? They have even gone as far as posting up. I'm talking about ICE and customs enforcement, posting up at Home Depot, posting up at building outlets, Builder Square, Lowe's, trying to round up men that are out just trying to work and provide for their families. In the midst of this, the young lady in Georgia, in Dalton, Georgia, Jimena, it's her name. I can't call her surname right now. But Jimena she was released. And the police officer that rounded her up has been terminated. If you're not familiar with that story is out of Dalton, Georgia, where a young lady was actually being racially profiled. And she was, quote, mistaken and pulled over for a black truck, and she was driving a gray truck. But obviously it was racial profiling. So she was released from ICE detention, and now she's safely at home with her family. All right, there was a big public outcry here in the state of Georgia, North Georgia to be exact, about her situation. As well as Kilmar Abrego, he's been returned from El Salvador and has been held on some trumped up charges of human trafficking. Human trafficking is the new thing. All right, they say he was transporting people from south of the United States border through Middle Tennessee, another highly conservative area of the country, and really the home of the Ku Klux Klan. Right? So back to Los Angeles. We are currently in the second day of protests and unrest in the United States of America, second largest city, right? I think it's about 30% Hispanic. So you have a high level of undocumented persons in that area of the country. But again, I'm saddened because in this past election, they painted it as if all Latin American people voted for the current executive of the executive office of the United States, which couldn't be further from the truth. I, in particular, am a union organizer, and I've worked on political campaigns in the state of Georgia with groups out of Arizona that were comprised of maybe 20 to 30% so-called Hispanic people. And we were out trying to get a Democratic senator from Georgia elected, and that was Raphael Warnock, maybe about 2 years ago, 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. So they have put a big division between African American people and Hispanic people, and neither African American people nor Hispanic people are monoliths, not monolithic people. You got some, and I would say more than we expected, African Americans that voted for this character than what we would have thought, right? We know 92% of African American women voted for the same Democratic candidate, Kamala Harris, while that number of men I've seen as high as 82%, somewhere probably around 87% of African American men that voted for the Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. But what has all been pushed at us is that Hispanic men, Puerto Rican, Cubans, and Venezuelans voted for this guy that's currently sitting in the seat. But if you do any type of geopolitical analysis of what is the cause of so many immigrants being flooded into the United States, it's directly because of United States policies in South America, right? As a function of the Monroe Doctrine, the United States said that the Southern Hemisphere is ours. Nobody else can mess with it, right? So, I guess roughly 2016, 2017, after Hugo Chavez, the late president of Venezuela, succumbed to cancer, a new guy, Nicolas Maduro, was placed in charge, right? Though he may not be the people's choice in Venezuela, he was elected through their process, and the people of Venezuela have suffered under the United States sanctions on that country, right? But afterwards, when Robinson Biden was elected to office, they wanted that oil from Venezuela. That oil from Venezuela, which they freely shared with other Caribbean nations, right? But the United States needed that oil because of the war in Ukraine, right? From the oil fields of oil and natural gas from Russia, they flowed through Ukraine. They flowed through from the Crimea, right? Which the Soviet Union took back around 2014, right? But if you go back to all these issues of immigration, it's United States foreign policy that has affected the numbers of people that are trying to get out of the their home countries and come to the United States because of the policies of the United States government, right? If it had been anywhere in the world that had suffered the earthquakes that Haiti has suffered, the United States would open its borders to those people. But because Haiti is the first free black republic in the New World, they have always been scorned by Canada, by the United States, by France, and by those allies of those countries, right? So in this past election, you had Donald Trump saying that the Haitian people were eating cats, eating dogs. These racist tropes are indicative of who this man is. And it's just so sad to me that I see African Americans, we're going to take the back seat. We sitting this one out. We're going to, they got to fight for their, listen, they coming for everybody of color. That's just the way that it is. They coming for everybody. So if today is for you, then tomorrow is for me. But eventually, African Americans gonna have to get off the sidelines again and get out in the streets, right? I know that everyone thinks that it's about if African Americans, if we come out into the streets, they're gonna bring in martial law. It's gonna be the government shooting at us. I said, well, they already aiming at us in our pocketbooks. In terms of they're taking away Medicare, Social Security, limiting how many places that you're allowed to, that African Americans in higher education, in positions of management, in Fortune 500 offices, government jobs. So it's either the gun or it's your paycheck. So let's just be honest with it, And if you're not promoting justice, then you're supporting white supremacy. Like, subscribe, and pass this video on. With that, I say peace.